Do it live!
Hello, Internet. Welcome to We're Doing It Live here in AJ Plus Studios in beautiful San Francisco, California. This is Newsbroke's first and maybe only live talk show. It's kind of like The View, except without menopausal women, and we got a dude.
I'm here.
That dude is Matt Lieb, comedy writer, stand-up comic, works with Newsbroke. You've probably seen him in some of our sketches. Also with us is the amazing Kate Elston, super producer, and former Hillary Clinton impersonator.
Out of a job now.
And of course, not of course, but actually for our first live, we decided to have a guest. So y'all are in for a treat because we've got Liz Plank from Vox Media with us. You probably recognize her from 2016-ish, from all her videos on Vox, and she's working on a new series and a new podcast that is like big secret. It's just
big secret.
It's like the
Mysterious.
healthcare bill.
It is. Yes.
No one gets to actually watch it or read it, but we're all going to be subjected to it.
Right. 13 men in a room are working on it right now. Yeah, they're all topless.
That's amazing.
And wearing bow ties.
You do flip the script, don't you?
Well, I do. That's what I try and do every day.
How you doing, Liz?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
We're so glad you're here.
Yeah,
having so much fun.
It's very exciting.
It's
We're
been
live
a great
on
week.
YouTube.
Yeah,
we're live on YouTube, so you guys make sure
to
to comment. Make sure to comment and tell us whether you are feeling the discussion or you want us just like and then we'll just stop and we'll go home.
We won't do that. We're going to
won't
keep
do it.
going despite anyone saying anything.
Oh, for sure.
We never stop. We don't
Exactly.
stop for anybody.
We know your
Nevertheless,
names.
we
You're using your
persist.
real names, y'all.
Yeah.
Cool. So
We already got some comments from Ernie and Will and Daniel. Thanks.
yeah,
Keep them
Ernie,
coming.
Will,
and I see
what's up?
Ernie and I see Will. Kate is going to be reading your comments, so direct all hate to Kate.
Yeah, thank you.
And I can all love to me. Yeah, because that's what I need here on the internet. So we also brought Liz here because we filmed a sketch, and it is called The Fraud Hotline. I don't want to give too much away, but it basically deals with the idea of the imposter syndrome. And I don't know, Liz, do you want to just break down what your understanding of the imposter syndrome is?
The imposter syndrome is, I think, something that I literally have lived with my entire life.
Unbelievable.
Right?
Unbelievable.
Right? And I think
Just
a lot
stop.
of it's basically this feeling that I think a lot of women have, a lot of men have it too, but I think it's a predominantly female condition of thinking that you don't belong to be where you are. Whether it's, getting, whether it's at work in, getting a promotion or, in life in general, thinking I don't deserve to be here. I don't have what it takes. When you actually do have what it takes.
Right.
So it's like a constant self-doubt, little voice inside your head that's like really mean. That is, needs to be overturned and changed.
I have voices.
Voices.
Just
Oh,
lots
many.
of voices.
Okay. Are they all mean or some?
No,
of them
some
are
of them are nice,
Okay.
but they're like the little. It's like the angel and the devil kind of
Interesting.
thing. Yeah, and they like. Anywho,
This
They
is
fight.
news to me. I have literally never.
you guys can't tell that.
You have no voice?
Never
Do
have
men have
this.
no voice?
No, I
Is
got a
it
voice in my head like, dude, you're crushing it. Like,
You're amazing.
You're so good at everything.
Did
and I'm
you
like,
know
I know.
that you're a man? You
Yeah.
have a
Yeah, exactly.
What
dingle
what
dangle.
goes through your mind when you wake
Dingle-
up?
I
first
said
thing in the
dingle
morning?
dangle.
I would love to know what it's like to wake up in the body of a white man.
Oh, dude, it is. Mwah. It's like every day I wake up and I'm like, wow, this is my world.
Yeah, the world belongs
Yeah,
to me.
exactly. And
First of all, I'm sensing a lot of irony here, and I just want to say that like hashtag not all men.
Hashtag not all
Yeah,
men, of course.
And like
True.
stop with the like anti-white propaganda. Matt,
I am
you're a purveyor.
officially an anti-white propagandist, according to Twitter, which is nice, and I am putting that on my business card.
But also, Matt is one of the writers behind White Fragility, which was one of Newsbroke's first, actually our first video, which went viral.
Yeah.
We were highly unprepared for that, so we're so happy to now have more of a fan base who can support our work.
Keep
and
watching.
We're more ready for that.
Yeah, but I
like,
think the fraud hotline sketch is going to be awesome. Matt and I were talking about it just upstairs, that we feel like this is just kind of Newsbroke's like thing, is that we do funny videos that make a message, and I'm really excited to get the fraud hotline out there.
It's so good.
We have a lot of our AJ Plus colleagues are making cameos in it, and it's just great. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
What do you think about the imposter syndrome, Kate? Have you ever
Well,
suffered from it?
I did have imposter syndrome writing this sketch. I was like, what am I doing? Like,
I don't write sketches every day.
And you know, it's just I think we all. Every day I tell myself sort of like, oh, I'm just lucky. I just got lucky. Like
every good joke is a stroke of luck.
Yeah,
You're like, I'm
lucky.
not really funny.
This is someday someone will find me out, and you know.
But and yet we also like say you have to fake it till you make it, and that's sort of a mantra that you tell yourself.
Right. That Trump tells himself.
That Trump tells himself.
Right.
What if Trump had imposter syndrome?
If anyone
Would the
should
country
Well, it's not a syndrome if you're actually an imposter.
Right.
That's
It's just
the
a
way it
condition.
works.
So actually, Paulette commented, I know the Trump syndrome, the imposter syndrome is what Trump has. He's an imposter president.
Yeah. Ooh. Burn.
But if only, like, I want Trump's vision board, and I just want his ego, and I want to like not have any mirrors in my house, because clearly he doesn't anymore.
Trump's vision board is just a lot of naked women and basically just
like
him on a throne.
Right.
And like a 4x. What are those off-roading 4x4s? What are those things?
An
What are
ATV?
An ATV.
Come on.
It's just him on an ATV.
Yeah.
With like a tiger.
Yeah. He's got a great vision board. It's probably not safe.
I also
for
want like a
Newsbroke.
robot, like a hot robot next to me to just sort of like acquiesce.
Oh, I would love
Talk about
Hashtag
Melania.
free Melania.
Melania.
We were
What's
watching
going through her head?
Oh my God, we were watching her video upstairs, and just she's sitting and nodding, and we were talking about how we want to like dub Melania's voice, just
In
like
her voice.
help me,
Yeah.
get me out of here.
Do you think she slips notes to everyone that comes into the White House? Just like,
Yeah.
follow the trail.
Although whatever. I am also on the train that like Melania knows what she's doing.
Oh my God.
She has defended her husband through thick and grabbing pussies. So I don't think that.
Right.
I don't.
Grabbing
Thick and
pussies.
grabbing
All right.
pussies. Those are hard
We
times.
can't say the P word, we can't say the C word, we can't say the S word, we can't say pretty much.
But the president
there's a
can.
word.
You can't say words.
Right.
We can't say words.
I mean, we can.
It's gonna be fun.
Anyways.
Anyway, okay, speaking of sketches, like I know, Liz, you do a lot of sketches and you do explainer videos similar to what we do at Newsbroke and AJ Plus in general. But when you're thinking about a sketch, like what goes into that process, and especially knowing that, you know, we're not SNL, Vox isn't SNL, and that's not your only goal is just to get laughs. Like how does that work, and who are you working with all that?
Right. I mean, I have an amazing collaborators at Vox. For 2016-ish, I worked with Dean Peterson, who's an amazing filmmaker. He just put out a film, actually, that's really good. You should all go and see. And he is, you know, usually how I would go is that there's something that I'm like super pissed off about. I can use that P word,
Yeah,
right?
why not?
I'm sure.
Perfect. And then, you know, so for me, it's the message first. Like, what message do I want? Do I think is important? And how do I make that message interesting to people who have never thought about that or who may be opposed to it, and sort of welcome them in through comedy or, you know, just entertaining them, basically. And so I think about what the points of the argument are and then how to support it with, you know, humor. And then, you know, obviously work it out with Dean or with whatever producer I'm working with. Mateen also, shout out.
Hey, brother Mateen.
Mateen. Yeah,
Hope you're watching.
AJ+. Yes, he's incredible. And yeah, basically it's all about collaboration, but it's also about, you know, not letting the comedy sidetrack the message, because you know, at SNL they go with comedy first, and you know, how do we make people laugh and then have the message come sort of secondary? And I think for me, anyways, it's like the message first.
At the same time, I want to say that you guys have been really good at what I think Newsbroke struggles with sometimes is that
Go
you guys,
on.
we have no, we are perfect. Yeah, we struggle in terms of like we don't want to just be reactive.
Right,
and
yeah.
I think some of your pieces have been good at like as soon as the Nasty Woman comment came out, y'all had the piece that was, you know, the fake perfume ad for Nasty Woman,
So
and then
good.
Bad Hombre. Same thing with the locker room talk, you as Chad, and I think that stuff is, it's just like the next morning everyone's just like, I need to share something that helps me sort of take the edge off of how disgusting everything is.
Right. I mean, that was like therapy.
Yeah.
Like the Nasty Woman video really was. It was the last debate. It was the debate. The debate just left I don't want to bring back bad memories or memories, you know, however you feel about it. Okay, let's do it. I mean, it was like a weird debate, right? It was like the time that Trump came out with the press conference with all the sexual assault, Bill Clinton people, and he was like behind her in such a creepy way. Like you were like, is he going to kill her? Like, is he going to murder her on live television? Like, we don't like. It was just really uncomfortable. And so the debate ended, and I was like, what are we gonna do with this? And then the nasty woman thing was like the one glimmer of like women were just like changing their bios to nasty woman, and then like Janet Jackson's song just like scoring up on Spotify, and I was like, like, we're like not doing an explainer. We're not doing. We're just gonna like take the word and go through it. So we literally at 4 in the morning went and ran around our hotel lobby.
Nice.
And like I think the hotel attendant just thought that I was like a weird like tourist, like making my boyfriend like take like crazy shots of me. But we were just like doing
when you say it's like therapy for you, I mean it's therapy for anyone who saw that too. I mean like that's what I think I love about comedy, reacting to political stuff. It's like. It's a sense that like, oh, other people think like I think, but also with and learning about stuff too, because I think that's one thing that I always respected about The Daily Show was that when I was in college watching The Daily Show, I didn't ever follow senators or the House, and all of a sudden I was learning about it.
Right.
But I don't think your only news should be comedy news, but I do think it adds. It's like
it's because it's commentary because it shows that you're not crazy.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
When you're watching, you're like, okay, someone understands exactly what I'm going through.
And they've said it in a way that I could never have.
Right.
Can I push back and say like, we're awesome. We've already established that. We're just going to talk about that for a while. I'm just gonna talk like this. No, but you know, my one thing is and question is like with all the proliferation of news comedy, right? There's a lot out there, and things like Seth Meyers and John Oliver and even like Jimmy Kimmel, like becoming more political in this time, which of course you can't not. But at what point are we kind of like the opium of the masses at this point? Like, are we? Is taking the not to go super Marxist with everyone, but
let's do it.
Let's go. Let's lean in hard.
Let's build the gulags.
Like, at what point are we? That's for the second episode. But like, do we run the risk of offering too much sort of sugar for the medicine? And is there no medicine? And I think this is the line between comedy and journalism that I feel like at Newsbroke we really try and hit is like. Yes, we could make a very easy joke about how this climate change denier looks like an obese Tweety bird. And yet, what he's saying is actually, we want to focus on that, and we can't just go for the jugular and the easy laughs. Like, how can we actually inform our audiences? So I think, so I'm always sort of like, are we just kind of dumbing everything down to make it sort of easier when everything's horrible?
Well, it depends how much I think, in my opinion, how much you expect from the media in general, or how much you expect from journalism and comedy. Because for a lot of people, I think, who don't watch CNN or don't watch all these 24-hour news networks or don't even read the New York Times and whatnot, they may not be getting the information at all. They may not ever learn about it. And
well, it's like one piece of information that is then just sort of expounded upon for the next 24 hours.
Right, yeah.
As many split screens at a time, and everyone's opinion really is just kind of the same person.
Right, yeah.
With a different green screen background.
And they all just yell at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
But
really
I mean, so Matt, you do stand-up, and
yes.
I do stand-up.
We do stand-up.
We do. Yeah, we do stand-up.
Yes, we
anyway, but I'm interested in terms of like stand-up audiences and being in comedy right now. Do you feel like there's more of an appetite to talk politics, less of an appetite? Because it's the same sort of divide. You feel like, yeah, why would I go to a stand-up show? I kind of want to just not think about what's going on.
It's kind of, people, from what I've noticed, is that people's standard for funny political comedy is a lot higher than it used to be, because there's a lot of easy hack jokes you can do about Trump. There's a lot of like, mentioning his body or like saying some stupid thing he said.
There's no more hair and like body shaming. Okay, let's call it what it is.
George W. Bush was a president where 99% of the jokes were about something dumb he said, and people were okay with that. It was like that was good. People laughed.
Right.
Now, if you're at a club, comedy club, you mention Trump, people they tighten up because they're like,
I came to escape this.
I came to escape this. You better either say something funny or stop talking about this.
Or something, also I think something new and like
yeah, something new, a different
like what I'm
angle.
saying is like I feel like after the election, again the hair jokes, the like. You know, although it is still funny that he doesn't work out at all and doesn't believe that exercise is actually beneficial.
That's true.
Right. And that he's put on so much weight and shames women.
How is he still alive?
But all that stuff is it's super superficial, and now everything's gotten real. And so
we just got a really great comment from Benjamin Johnson saying, seeing you all laugh at the horrible things coming out of the news these days makes it easier for me to pay attention to it.
Boom.
That's why we do this. Like, we want people, so the way I see it
Plus
is like,
the money.
We want people to learn from us. We don't want to just be the dessert in the news diet you get. I mean, I do feel like people should read other outlets and get their spinach and get their milk, but I hope that we're like, I don't know, we're like
spinach and milk. Did you
separate things. One outlet is spinach, one outlet is milk.
One is for muscle mass, the other one is for
and I feel like Newsbroke is maybe like, I don't know, like the Go-Gurt. I don't know what's like it's healthy, but it's also good for
Chobani, the Chobani lemon.
Chobani.
We're like
Buy Chobani.
Yeah, if you believe in pedophilia.
I was in Chobani commercials before, so
You were?
I was.
Matt wants everyone
Google
to stop
that right
now
I want to
and
see
open
this.
another tab.
Do not stop and open tabs.
And Google
Nope.
And then
Chobani. What is it like?
and
Stop
post it in
sad
the comments
breakfast.
so that
Stop
we can
sad
watch it.
breakfast. Great.
But basically, I mean, the media diet, and I think getting
Nice
your humor, but also getting your news.
But I also think this is what's so great about you and about Newsbroke.
Tell me more. Go on.
Are you ready? I think that it's weird for journalists to just do journalism as if everything was normal, right?
Exactly.
So when I see, like, when I watch Wolf Blitzer, like, talk about tweets that Donald Trump has sent, or like talk in a serious way about the interview, the you know, word salad that came out of Donald, and that's like the best version of a word I can come up with to describe what
Like
that
a
Fox
really
and Friends
nasty
news.
salad, like someone who doesn't know how to make a
It's
salad.
all ranch dressing.
Yeah, it's just and Chobani yogurt in there. Like it's
cranberries
like, what is this?
and avocado, which
all in there. That actually sounds pretty
that sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna have that
We're-
later. But
okay.
yeah, like it's just we cannot talk about this in a way that we cannot talk about the Trump presidency in the same way that we talked about the Bush presidency or the way that we talked about the Obama presidency. And so that's why I think the work that you do and the work that, you know, journalists who are, you know, have a comedy background or are interested in making their videos not just informative but also interesting can sort of have that wink to the audience. Like, we know this is not normal and we're not going to cover this in a normal way because this is not a normal situation.
Right. So who do you feel like in news media is doing a good job of that? Who isn't in comedy? Like, do you have, like, I think out there's so much conversation about fake news, fake news, fake news. I think fake news is just like the new, like, you know, you're gay or something. Yeah, something.
That's what it is.
Right? I mean, it's just a blanket insult. Like, you're fake news, everyone's fake news.
Yeah, it used to be called biased. People would say, oh, media biased. Now everything is fake news.
Everything
which is a different
Anything that's
thing.
not government propaganda. I mean, I really think we need if anyone has ideas for a new word for fake news, I just think we should literally stop using that word. Yeah, like lies. And a lot of them are coming out of the president's mouth. Like, he is the biggest distributor of fake news, and he's the one labeling, you know, media outlets as fake news. And I think that's like incredibly. I think we just have to stop using that word. It just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of damage that does to the institutions that we have in place for journalism. What, like, at some point.
You believe in institutions all of a sudden?
Listen, there are some good institutions.
And that's how you build a cult, by the way.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Great.
That's what you do. You say, I'm the only person who knows the
trust.
truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't trust anyone else.
So we got another.
That's like Jim Jones.
Yeah.
Shout out.
We got another question from Electrolomain. Electrolomain wants to know, I would be interested to see what it would take for Trump supporters to change their mind about Trump. It seems that all the criticism and jokes bolster his base even more.
Maybe like losing all of their health care.
Ooh,
you know,
snap.
I don't wish that upon anyone, but I mean,
slowly privatizing
But do you agree that like
what's happening
the,
right now?
the jokes and, you know, the late night shows becoming political are polarizing people even more? Is that a downside? Everyone wants to get on the comedy game, and then it isolates people?
I have trouble believing that people can honestly look at his presidency and look at the things he says and does without being like, I get why people make fun of him. Like there's, to me, it baffles me that anyone would be like, hey, the more you joke about him, the more he gets power. It's like, I don't
even think that actually some Trump supporters probably laugh at those jokes.
I think
because
that's exactly right.
That idiocy is endearing to them.
Yeah.
And that is just like Bush starting 2 wars and sending and being responsible for millions of deaths. Was like was in the end of the day this sort of lovable idiot.
Right.
And that's what was so annoying about him. And so I feel like it definitely has to be like, okay, but when there is no proof. And I think you're exactly right, Liz. Like when you are actually just a populist Trojan horse, as we called him months ago, and that comes to fruit. We can see that you actually haven't done anything for people.
Do you think the right is as intolerant of mediocrity and like being an idiot as the left is? And I don't mean this as like a patronizing comment, but I think that the right is more comfortable with simplistic messaging.
Well,
and I think that's why they've been so successful at, even the idea that, there's many things that contributed to Donald Trump winning the presidency, but I think that was one of them. Like, make America great again. How do you do it? Make America great again.
But at the same time, look at
anti-intellectualism has been a huge part of right-wing politics for a long time now, and we've just come to the climax of anti-intellectualism, where you've got someone who is so against, he's against facts, he's against knowing things. Knowing things is elitist to people, and there's like a level of anti-intellectualism that's reaching.
I want to move on to something else, but I will just say that Obama did win on a yes we can. Let's be honest, that's simplistic AF.
Totally.
So it is just about having. This is for another episode, but the Democrats definitely need to rebrand. We tried to pitch them on a few brands of our own.
Get rid of the donkey. Get rid of the donkey. And have a T-Rex and a Che Guevara shirt.
Done.
Exactly.
I'm up.
I wanted to take this moment to shout out Horchata Armada. Know where the resistance is. It's always in a glass of horchata, which is delicious cinnamon and rice. Mexican drink. Those words are supposed to form a real sentence. And
we're close enough.
If you recognize Matt and Kate from anywhere, it's from sitting outside of the Metro in DC singing protest songs. You can also get your very own Horchata Armada shirt by going to shop.horchataarmada.com. This is the plug moment. We're being sponsored by Horchata Armada.
Which is us.
Which is just LLC.
Can I ask a question to Liz that's been asked by Mega? Because you're Canadian.
I am.
Which was news to me, and I love it.
Hey.
How is Canada being affected by Trump? Do you know? And how can what should Canadians do to move forward?
Canadians should just keep doing their thing because you're killing it.
All right.
Yeah, that's a little too
Trudeau is.
Sorry.
Is Trudeau.
It's true.
Is Trudeau.
Is Trudeau.
It's true. It's true. So Canada obviously is incredibly dependent on its neighbor. It's our biggest ally is obviously the United States, and it's our biggest trade partner and all that stuff. So Donald Trump floating the idea that NAFTA should just get out of here is obviously, and I think he's changed his mind, but who the F knows.
Can I just time out? Did you just pronounce it NAFTA? Is that a Canadian thing? Because we say NAFTA.
NAFTA?
Was that
NAFTA?
I don't know what we say. Sometimes I just think
I thought it might have been an about type.
Because I hate
in Quebec
NAFTA, but NAFTA sounds good.
No,
I support NAFTA.
NAFTA. I think it's because the French I don't know. I'm not even going to stop explaining.
But yeah, but when he floated that.
So when he floated that idea, obviously, that's a huge threat to, those trade agreements are very important. But what's happening right now is that the foreign ministry actually of Canada, I think last week, made a really interesting speech where she never actually used the word Trump or used the word United States, but she referred to our neighbor or our biggest ally or whatever as not being we're gonna have to live in a world now where maybe this is not the leader of the world anymore and or the biggest superpower. And I think that America that's something I think a lot of Americans don't really realize yet because there's so much happening in the confines of the country, but the perception, it's no longer just a perception actually. It's things are shifting and the world is shifting in a way where other countries are seeing Donald Trump as a literal buffoon, and as a person who cannot be, you know,
because
trusted.
before we were just purveyors of democracy around the world, and everyone welcomed us when we were
even like
them.
But there were threats about, you know, he was tweeting information about the London attack, and you know, it's really at a point where there's a threat to America being the greatest country in the world, right?
I mean, it's just doing what like My Sweet 16 birthday party. What is that show? My
Super Sweet 16.
My Super Sweet 16 has done around the world, because you know that's also global as well.
It is.
People have satellite cable everywhere.
Okay, it's true.
So honestly, if My Super Sweet 16 didn't lower us in the eyes of the world, definitely Trump has.
Yeah.
That's what I was really trying to get at. Anyway, but okay, so I just want to wrap up by, we have to play a little game with you before we go.
Oh my God, I don't know what this game is, so
do you remember the game Boff, Marry, Kill?
Boff?
Or is it
Boff?
Bang, Marry, Kill?
What does boff mean?
What's boff?
Can we not say the B word?
Nafta.
And it's the nafta, something, no, the boff or the nafta.
Okay, bang.
It's marry F word kill.
Yes,
You know that?
I've heard this game.
Everyone
I'm still
out
shocked at boff.
Yeah.
Where did you get boff?
What does boff mean?
I honestly do not know where I came up with that. I was just trying to think of another word for the F word, and I thought
I'm gonna start
Are you having a boff? Yeah, I'm gonna take a boff. Oh my God. Take a boff right after this. Okay, so ours is called Sext, Elect, Overthrow.
Oh my God.
Sext, Elect, Overthrow. And this week's Newsbroke Sext, Elect, Overthrow contestants are Rand Paul, Paul Ryan, and Ayn Rand.
Just in case you don't know, Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, Republican, Rand Paul, Senator of Kentucky, Ayn Rand, Libertarian author.
Guru.
Objectivist.
Yes. Lady.
Very dead.
Yeah, she did.
Also dead.
Okay.
So, Sext, Elect, Overthrow for those three.
Okay. I am gonna go with.
This is hard.
I mean, I think Paul Ryan is a very dangerous individual with like really pretty eyes.
And nice guns too.
Yes. I would love to work out with him. I'm not sure I would love for him to still work in government. If
he was your personal trainer, it'd be like, cool, dude, this is great.
Yeah.
Super.
Love this.
Yeah. But I think that as the leader of the Republican Party, I also think like he and Donald Trump don't agree on anything. Like,
really?
You know.
So you're saying you'd sext him?
I would, definitely sext him and overthrow him. Actually, can I do it? Can I do that?
Well, I was thinking sext Paul Ryan to just distract him, and just like perma-sext him, like just distract him from everything he's doing.
He's really just trying to entrap him. Like if we can Anthony Weiner Paul Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Heck yeah.
That would
Can we say the W word?
That would be.
It's his last name.
So,
I'm pretty sure we can say people's last names.
Out of those, who would you guys elect?
Yeah.
Is the question.
So here's my thing. Ayn Rand, you gotta elect Ayn Rand, because really it's just exhuming bones at this point, and that exhumed bones could do a better job of the presidency than Donald Trump is. So totally electing Ayn Rand.
We're going literal with this.
Literal. We'll just hang him up. She'll look great. First female president. You know, real nasty girl.
Real nasty one.
And gotta sext Rand Paul, because he's.
Look at the hair.
Yeah,
he always looks like he just got out of the shower.
Yeah, it's like
bro come out of a dorm.
And does that mean I have to elect Paul Ryan? I think it's going to be inevitable anyway.
He's probably going to be president one day.
Or no, we're gonna sex Rand Paul and overthrow Paul Ryan.
Yeah.
Overthrow Paul Ryan, sex Rand Paul, and elect a bag of bones that is formerly known as Ayn Rand.
I like that. I approve.
I would sext Ayn Rand.
Ooh, what would you sex her?
Yeah.
Again.
Does she even know?
Just in emojis.
Just eggplant emojis, and no, I think
stacks of money with wings emoji.
If you've ever read Atlas Shrugged, it's mostly just sex. So check it out, but don't fall for it. I would elect Rand Paul because there's no other choice I have if I want to overthrow Paul Ryan.
There you
Should
go.
we do one more?
I feel that.
We have another one in
I'm
there?
into that.
Can we do we have time?
Do we have time?
We could do one more.
Do you want to do this one?
Do we have time?
Oh God.
We have time? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay.
Or what about that one, though?
Well, we kind of made that joke.
Okay.
Okay, let's do, do you want to read these?
Sure. Okay. Sext, elect, overthrow. Ann Coulter, Kellyanne Conway, Megyn Kelly.
Ann Coulter, Kellyanne Conway, Megan. That's very. You have to elect.
I think they're all the same person.
Okay, I have to think about this.
It's like
so Ann Coulter, crazy, right-wing commentator. Kellyanne Conway, the
Same thing.
Same thing.
Megan Kelly, same thing.
All blonde.
Reformed, same thing.
Yeah, reformed, right? Yeah.
You have to elect Megan Kelly for sure, because
I would elect her.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it,
yeah.
but at the same time, I will never forget when she looked into the camera and reminded kids that for sure Santa was white.
Yeah.
And you can't. How do you?
Does she defend that? Has anyone like?
I've never seen a follow-up to it.
There needs to be a follow-up. Someone needs
well,
to
when
just be
she's
like,
president, she'll have to answer for it,
right,
of course.
Right.
So who would you sext out of Ann Coulter and Kellyanne Conway?
Kellyanne. Oh my God, I bet Kellyanne like is
she
like
would
a
twist
sexter.
it and make it so dirty.
Yeah.
Ann Coulter's got to be like, you know, sent to some re-education camp.
You'd be like, you up, girl? She'd be like, the real question is the economy up? And it wasn't during Obama's. You'd be like, this is the worst sexting I've ever had.
This is Kellyanne.
Yeah. And Ann Coulter, what would you do with Ann Coulter?
Overthrow.
Overthrow.
Yeah, for sure.
She has no use. Really, like, I'm sure she's skilled in many other things and has a lot of redeemable skills, and like thinking is not one of them.
Yeah.
All right, well, this was super fun. Liz Plank from Vox Media, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, and congratulations on all your great work.
Oh,
super honored to be here.
Stay tuned for Liz's podcast and video series on Vox that's coming out in like the end of the summer?
Like midsummer. I want to say like in a month.
Awesome. And also
A Midsummer Night's Stream.
Oh,
that's why they pay me the big bucks.
I'm wrapping this up. I'm looking right into this camera and I'm looking at you, Newsbroke. Be sure to subscribe, share this video, comment on this video. Tell us if you like this format, if you want to see more of it, if you want to see less of it, that's cool. We're doing this because like our videos are hard and we put in a lot of work. And this right here is super easy. So,
I love the honesty.
Thanks so much for watching. And what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, happy Pride. It's Pride weekend.
Yes!
Have fun. Raise hell and dye your armpit hairs rainbow colors. Take care, y'all.
Bye.